doesn't have a propeller on his head because he's not Inspector Gadget. He's Professor Gadget. It's what's in his head that we want to know. We want to know what's going on with these world of gadgets. He's our go-to guy. He's Jim George from American Cable Services, and he's your go-to guy, too. Your connection to Jim is through the phone. The phone number is 622-9622. If you got a question about something you're hooking up, we're getting close to that time of year where all the companies start to come out with new gadgets, by the way. I was reading a report this morning. Good morning, Jim. How are you doing?
Fine, thank you. Fine, thank you. Yeah, new gadgets will be coming out pretty soon.
This is the time of year, huh?
Yep, holiday season. They'll be bringing out, you name it, they'll be bringing it out. Things that talk to you.
So I have a question. I don't know if this has anything to do with your area of expertise, but there was a power outage, I think, in the Villages. You were just talking about another power outage at Palm.
Ocala.
Okay, so this power outage said that what went wrong that they had to fix was a jumper cable box. What is a jumper cable box in the world of electricity?
Well, it's probably be a crossover cable where you go from one voltage source to another voltage source so they jump over. That's what I can think of. Yeah. I thought when I heard it on the radio, though, that it was a mishap where someone had actually put a car-type jumper cable.
Okay, so maybe that is what it meant. Yeah. I don't know, because I read that and I thought that must... Yeah, okay, so that's what I thought. Oh, so it even sounded foreign to you.
Yes, it did.
Oh, okay.
Didn't sound right.
Oh, okay. Well, and it could be the reporter who wrote it.
Yeah.
Don't blame the guy who read it, just the reporter who wrote it.
So don't shoot the messenger.
Right. So yeah, I was reading this thing. It's always exciting when new things are coming out, and I guess Apple is the leader of all these things, so.
Well, we ran across some new apps. And shortly, I will be bringing these apps to your attention. But what it allows you to do is to watch TV, of course, on your computer. There's no mystery there. But it allows you to watch it on your cell phone. It allows you to watch it anywhere in the world. So, Larry, if you subscribe to, let's say, Cox Cable, and you don't, let's assume you did, and you had CNN, and you had Bloomberg, and you had all the usual suspects, but you're never really home. You're either here or
right.
you're
pretty much explains what I do.
You're doing something with the guitar or something with the accordion or whatever it is. This allows you to watch your TVs on your cell phone, and it's really neat.
Mm-hmm. You know what I'd like to have?
Busking.
I'd like to have on the back of the accordion. I wonder if I could just put a flat screen TV behind it.
I bet you could.
That way, all I have to do is hold it out a little bit from myself, just play it, and everybody could be entertained by what I'm doing, and I could be watching the news.
And
That's right.
And it could be scrolling across the bottom the words of the song.
Oh, there you go.
You don't have to even worry about memorizing them.
We don't sing anyway anymore.
Oh, no.
We figured out we got old. We probably will at Christmas time, though. So
yeah, we do.
Don't be too heartbroken.
Well, my oldest daughter said one of her wishes for Elliot's birthday, my grandson, was some AA, AAA batteries, because a lot of the things he plays with, toys, have batteries in them, and they're always. And she's always having to buy more. And when you buy them at the spur of the moment at a Walgreens or wherever you buy them, you usually pay top dollar.
Yeah.
Now, if you can wait and get them on sale at the same places, Walgreens, Walmart, or whatever, you're doing good. Or you go to Harbor Freight and you can get them, and you get a much better price, but not necessarily a much better battery, just a better price. Well, so I told her, I said, why don't you get a renewable charger? So for the people on there.
Oh.
That was what I was going to ask you about, the chargeable ones.
So this charges batteries, and it will charge AA, AAA, C, D, and 9 volt.
Any battery, or does it have to be a certain kind of battery?
Any battery it will charge.
It can't be just rechargeable batteries. It's just anything you buy.
Any rechargeable battery, not a normal battery.
Oh, it has to be labeled as rechargeable.
Yes,
okay.
So I brought one in so you guys could see it.
Let me see.
This happens to be the same manufacturer, which is a Rayovac. Rayovac makes the machine.
It tastes salty. I didn't realize these were salty. Why do they taste so salty?
That's probably the chemical that's leaking out of it.
Oh, no.
But what it does is it holds, let me see how many batteries it holds. It has slots for 8 batteries, but you can double and triple. So you can charge 24 batteries at the same time in here. So we charged up batteries for her.
How long does the charged battery last?
It'll last about maybe 5 days.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
But you can recharge it. Now,
Right.
if you're asking me how long does it charge last if you're playing a radio or have a light on, like a light bulb, like a AAA is good for maybe 3 hours, 4
Okay,
hours of
okay.
continuous use if it's a flashlight.
Okay.
If it's a radio, it might be, a week.
Depending on how loud you put it. Or doesn't the volume of the radio?
No, the volume doesn't affect it.
Really?
But no.
I thought the louder it was, the more energy it took.
No. So anyway, I wanted to bring that in to show you that, especially during hurricane seasons, where they say, make sure you go buy batteries. If you bought this 10 hurricane seasons, as a matter of fact, this Rayovac battery, I don't have my eyes on to see, but I know Robin's got great eyes. I bet that battery is over 10 years old.
Oh, really? And it still works.
And the best part about it is when you get a rechargeable battery, don't get one that says 1.5 volts. Get one that says 1.6 or 1.7. No,
Really?
When I charge these and I read it, it's 1.63 volts, which means it's that much more stronger than a 1.5 volt, and it lasts longer.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
I never even knew to look for that on the battery label.
Yep. So you may want to decide to, because I don't know how many batteries you personally use. You may not.
You want to take
There's
a phone
no
call?
date on there.
Oh, no date?
See a
Okay.
date.
Oh, I have a funny story from
Made in Madison,
when I
though.
worked at the assisted living facility. There was a guy there, and he had mild dementia, and he loved his radio, and it was a battery operated radio. So I would take him to Walgreens, and he would look on it, and let's say we went there today.
Right.
He would see on the Duracell package expires in June of 2025.
Right.
He would say, they always make it look like it's going to last for a long time, but they don't. and I said to him, I think that means if you're not using it, it'll last until 2025.
Right.
All right, we have a phone call. Good morning. You're on the air with Jim.
Good morning.
Hey, turn your radio down.
Okay.
Wait for the radio to go back on.
Yeah.
Wait for Doug to come back.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Oh, gee.
You got that server.
Oh, you're breaking up, Doug.
Yeah, you're breaking up, Doug. We can't hear you. You may have to turn your radio off. When I say down, I mean down.
Yeah.
I'm in the.
Oh, boy, you're breaking up real bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can't hear you, Doug. Call back.
Okay.
Oh, now we hear you.
Oh,
Try it now.
I know you got that server for me, and it's all done.
Wow. How do you know that?
And well, actually,
Psychology.
can you give it to Larry? Put it in the truck and bring it back here.
yes. I'll bring it sometime this week. I was going to bring it this morning, but I did not. So I'll bring it and leave it here, and then you and Larry can catch up on when he can drop it off to
Yeah,
you.
Larry doesn't have a trunk right now.
Right, exactly.
I might have one this
Okay.
afternoon. All right.
I heard. Well, anyway, I just wanted to find out about a little bit about more like
Doug? I think he disappeared.
Yeah.
Oh, it went off.
Okay, Doug.
You
All
got
right.
to call back, I guess.
But anyway, rechargeable batteries, even for someone like Doug, I mean, I don't know if he has a flashlight that he keeps at his house. You know,
Yeah,
but-
he got a couple from
Yeah.
you.
yeah.
Yeah,
well,
he
you,
does.
yeah, those
From
C
you.
cells, those C cells
Yeah.
and those D cells.
The ones you gave us, I gave it to him.
All right, that's
Yeah.
fine. Now, you need to keep charged batteries. So, hurricane season is upon us. These are fairly inexpensive. I think I paid $10 for this kit, and then each of these batteries are in a 4-pack, and these are double A's, and I think I paid $10 for these 4, which is kind of expensive if you think about, what batteries cost. But these are at least 10 years old, and we use them over and over and over.
Do you know we're going to the 6-gun thing tomorrow, and I'm bringing my video camera, and that battery is wonderful, but it won't last all day. Is there any way to charge it in my car or in Robin's car? I guess. Oh, I might have a car tomorrow.
Yeah, you might.
I might have-
Oh,
yeah,
car.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, there is. There is.
Yeah.
Literally any battery can be charged. It's just that you have to have. Now, Do you have an inverter for your car? Remember I brought my inverter in that one time?
If
and
I showed
showed
you,
my
maybe you can
inverter?
tell me. So this is the battery on the back. I don't even know how it comes off of here, but
Well, how do you charge it now? You charge it.
I just plug something into it. See that piece right there?
Sure. Yeah. No, you want to leave it there then.
It's like on the computer.
If you don't know how to take it off, do not.
If I don't know how to take it off, don't.
But now, is the jack the same as on your computer? In other words, is it a USB to a cell phone?
No. It's a kind of a weird looking jack. I don't know. You just pull off that rubber thing on the back. Let me go to the phone.
Yes.
Let me go to the phone and see if I can get some questions answered. Good morning. You're on the air with Jim.
It's right there.
Yeah, good morning, guys.
Hey.
Yes, who?
It's really
Hey,
tiny.
the new light bulbs now that they're selling you, with they're
No.
squiddly looking, those little tubes. If you put that in and ran it, would it last longer if you didn't turn it on and off and just left it on?
All right, would you repeat that, please? I wasn't
The
conscious.
new light bulbs that you buy now, there's the little circular tubes,
Yes, yes.
If you would put that in your house and put it on and leave it on, would it last longer than turning it on and off?
Yes. All lights are rated. All lights are rated by on and off, like fluorescence, incandescence. The only ones I think that are not rated by on and off are what we call LEDs. They only have X number of hours of light that they'll work. But it's like 10,000 hours.
Oh, wow.
LED. Matter of fact, if you put LEDs in your whole house, and if I did it also, because let's use my age, I would be dead before I'd have to change them again.
Oh, jeez.
What makes the light bulb not last long by turning it on and off?
It's the gas inside for one thing, and the second thing is the filament. So although they create a vacuum, it's not a perfect vacuum. There are chemicals in there. There's like an argon and things like that in there. And that's just, some of it could be just the imperfections of the glass in itself. But when you turn it on, that's what the filament, is bright. And that filament just burns out.
Yeah, supposedly now they use less electricity than the old bulbs do. So what you're probably saying is that if I put the new bulb in, I turn it on, and I never turn it off, it's going to last a long time and not cost a lot of money to run.
Exactly, but your best bet going forward from now on is by LEDs.
LEDs, yeah. And they're probably a little more expensive.
They are a little bit more expensive, but I have a light over my sink, and my wife and I just turn it on like 10 or 20 times a day because we keep it off until we want to go in the kitchen and wash dishes or whatever. And I put one of the LEDs in there, and where I normally change a bulb like every 4 months, every 6 months, maybe even every year over the sink. It's been 2 years now, and it's working perfect.
Wow.
And I did the barn the same way. I put an LED at the barn. Every time a light burns out, I buy an LED.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Good
Are
information.
those LEDs the
Those are the
circular?
Curly Q ones he's telling you about.
Oh, okay.
You have another phone call, Jim. Good morning. You're on there with Jim George.
Good morning, Mr. George. I was just wondering, you were talking about all these batteries and everything. It seems to me like, you did mention it, but a lot of these rechargeable batteries, for example, like those outdoor lights, I'm told that you need a special type of rechargeable battery as opposed to just picking one up off the shelf. That's number one. Number two, usually when something like that happens and you got to recharge it, I have a little solar panel that has the plug-in so you can recharge the smaller batteries. I guess you can get one that'll even recharge your car battery if there's no power around. And I'm just wondering, these solar power rechargers or generators, how do they compare to, say, using a 110 outlet? And I understand there is going to be a difference because you don't have 24/7 sunlight. Anyway, I'll hang up. Thank you.
Okay. Well, there are cars parked at RV parks where people go up north for 3 and 4 months, and you will see a panel that's maybe 13 inches by 30, and diagonally, and it's real thin. It's a solar panel, and it's attached to the guy's battery. And what it does, when the sun is out, it trickle charges the battery. So when the guy gets back in town 6 months from now, all he has to do is crank up his car and it runs. his battery did not run dead
Wow.
because he's trickle charging it.
Wow.
And they're very inexpensive, and you buy them at Napa Auto Parts. You can buy them anywhere. So that's the first thing. Yes, for car batteries, they make a charger. The other thing is, Larry was just showing me a video camera, and theoretically, he could buy one of those panels and put it on a shirt or a jacket or a vest, and then take the output of that and plug it into his camera. And anywhere he has light when he's using his camera,
wow, that'd be great.
it would charge the video camera.
That would be good.
All he needs is the adapter, and he'd have to go to some place like either Radio Shack, which sells a million different types of adapters that will fit anything.
Is Radio Shack
or
still open? I
you'd-
thought they closed.
There are some, they've opened back up. I think Sprint.
Oh,
purchased
really?
them.
Okay.
Someone I saw where someone. Oh,
By
Best
Laritas,
Buy.
I think.
I think Best Buy bought them.
Okay.
But anyway, or you could go to the manufacturer, Larry, and get the adapter, and then get a solar, and you're done.
Plus, I get a lot of vitamin D walking around in the sun like that.
Exactly.
You could put it on a hat, sew it on,
Yeah.
But yes, so rechargeable batteries. The outside one you mentioned initially, like I don't know what you're doing there. So as far as the battery is concerned, I assume you just change the battery out if it's an outside one.
Do you know when they say the TV is dying? I don't believe that the
No,
TV's
the
dying.
TV's not.
I don't understand what they mean, unless they mean people sitting in their homes watching at 6 o'clock the thing that comes on. I think that's changed. Everybody has a different time they watch certain things.
It's time shifting.
But I think the TV itself and the whole idea of TV programs is probably bigger than ever.
It is. No, I just saw a survey. Next time I see a survey, I'll send it to you. It's something like 78% of the world still watches TV on TV. There is that 20%, let's say, the younger generation that watch it on iPads and Surface mount things. But that's really about it.
I don't really, as you know, I don't really watch TV, but I watch lots of TV stuff, the stuff
Right.
that's interesting to me, and I watch it on computer or on my little Kindle.
Right. Well, when I give you these apps, I hope to give them to you by next week. You can watch CNN, ESPN. You can watch anything you want to once you have these apps. But it's not ready for prime time yet. And the other thing I want to mention is we've had some people come into our office and bring some laptops in for us to fix. And I wanted to reiterate that we come to you. One of the difference between our company, let's say, and Best Buy or Staples is if you have a computer problem in your home, and you really don't want to unplug all the wires in the back. I mean, you don't know what to do with everything.
Right.
Our guys can go out to your house and they can remove a virus. They can do all the stuff that needs to be done. So that's just something to let you know about.
I believe you have another phone call. Good morning. You're on the air with Jim George.
Hi, this is Sonny again. One of the things I did notice is they have something that can attach to a backpack, and it's a flexible solar panel.
Yes,
In other words,
yes.
it can conform to whatever the material is and whatever you have in your backpack, and that supposedly will keep a cell phone charged or maybe some other your GPS. I understand you can now carry a GPS with you and always more or less know your direction. In other words, keep from getting lost. Anyway, I'm just wondering if you have any comments on that. Thank you. Have a great week.
Yeah, thank you.
guys.
You too. Yeah, they actually make clothing, Larry. It's like a vest, and the whole vest is solar cells.
Really?
Wow.
Very flexible. Looks almost like sequins. But not that togetherness.
Yeah.
But little patch here, little
It'd be
patch.
very showy.
Yeah.
Sounds very gay, actually.
Well, tell them you're a very happy guy. That's right. But then it has a jack, and you just jack in the adapter, and you could put your camera there and charge it up.
There you go.
But they also make
What are you wearing, Larry?
They also make a backpack because the solar cells are flexible. Now they're sheets as compared to glass panel type things. You can fold them and manipulate them.
Are Blu-ray players and DVD players on their way out? Players themselves.
Well, people still like to rent movies and they like to watch them on their TV, and that would require Blu-ray and such. But since you can get them online now and show them on your TV, smart TVs, everything's going to stay in. The only thing that's dead, as we mentioned a year ago, is 3D TV.
Yeah.
It is
But,
dead.
okay, that may be dead, but you know what the big thing is? I shouldn't have closed the window. But there was a story about Apple, or I guess it was Apple, that has a 3D touch screen. Have you heard about this?
No.
Okay. The way I understand it is, you're looking at your screen.
Yep.
And you know how you touch something
Yes.
to make it work? Well, if you turn the screen, let's say you're looking at a cube and you have to
Right.
push the side of the cube.
Yep.
Well, you turn your device and the side of the cube will be there.
Okay.
So it's moving things around or something like that.
So instead of having, let's
Well,
say,
it's got to be a gimmick. It can't really be necessary. It doesn't
no,
seem.
I guess what it eliminates is if you have 6 things on your screen, let's say 6 apps,
Right.
you could have a cube that had those 6. You'd have the front,
Right.
let's say the
Okay.
2 sides, the 2 tops, the back. So you could get all 6 things.
And the touch screen is now not just touch, but the amount of pressure you push into it apparently makes a difference. If you want to push something hard, it'll have a different reaction than if you touch it soft.
I think that's true of everything, but never mind.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
So when you go to the conferences, do people register what they're going to talk about in their new
Yes.
products so you know in advance what to expect?
But we don't advance more or less. It'll say going to be talking about, let's say, LED lights and the way that they have changed, let's say, society or something. And then it's up to you to read between the lines and, do I want to sit in that thing? Some of them you sit in them, you wonder how the guy ever got the subject. It's nothing like what you thought it was going to be.
Oh,
So-
my.
But they do their best. It's like 30 words or less because they have a booklet, and they hand it out when you first get there. And of course, they send you the stuff online in case you want to attend the conference. But I usually go into as many convention rooms as I can for education, even if I'm not interested, because I'm not interested today. And then you ask me a question tomorrow, and I go, well, I could have learned about that, but
Oh, gosh.
I wasn't interested, so I learned. And then just for the listening public, there is no bake cake in the refrigerator.
Yes, there is a no-bake cake.
WOCA.
Because it's Robin's birthday.
And we need to sing happy birthday to Robin.
Did you not know it was her birthday?
I did not know.
Oh, okay, that's why we made the cake.
Wonderful.
And you're going to try the recipe?
And I'm going to do the same thing you did with the Kahlua and the cream and the Oreo cookies and the 10-hour wait.
Yeah.
You have to put it in the refrigerator. We haven't tried it yet, but
Did you lick the bowl when you were all done?
I did.
Yeah,
I
and the
did.
beaters.
The thing.
Yeah.
What was it called? You call it spatula?
Yeah.
The thing that we
The
spread it around
spatula.
with.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
can I tell the listeners, since
Sure.
you told it? Okay, this is what we did. We got this off of the internet. We took 8 ounces of Kahlua, which. Have you ever walked into an adult bookstore?
Yeah.
Have you?
I have.
Okay. Do you know that feeling when you walk out of a bookstore, like you say, "Oh gosh, I hope nobody sees
Yeah,
me.
you're like a misfit.
I hope
guy.
nobody knows me."
Yeah.
Yeah. You've done this, right? Well, I felt the same way walking out of a liquor store. So I had to walk into the liquor store to buy this Kahlua. And walking out, I'm looking around. Does anybody see me doing it?
Right.
So we got 8 ounces of Kahlua. We got 2 family-sized packages of Oreos, lots of Oreos.
Yep.
We got 2 pints of whipping cream.
Heavy whipping cream.
And that's it.
Heavy
That's all it
cream.
took. Is that what you call heavy cream?
Heavy,
Yeah, heavy
yeah.
whipping cream.
Okay,
They're different.
so we put the whipped cream and the Kahlua all together, and I stood in the back here at the station with
Yeah.
Robin's whippers. What do you call
Yes, the beaters.
them? The beaters.
Yeah.
For it had to be a half hour, right?
Yeah, you were
Half hour.
whipping that cream.
Yeah.
just beating this up, and then eventually it becomes whipped cream, and then you daub it onto the cookies and
Right.
just build a big cake.
You build a cake.
Then you frost the whole thing, and then the kids are happy.
Oh, it's going to
Yeah.
be great. It's going to be absolutely great. Oh, wow.
So if you're around, Jim, later on, we can share it with you.
Yeah.
Lots of Oreos.
Lots of Oreos. That's great. Well, you guys have a wonderful weekend out there. And it should be a great weekend. Let's hope it is.
I have an
hope
app
so.
question for you. I'll save it for next week.
All right, you got
We'll
it.
take a little break. We'll be right back. Oh, what's your phone number?
854-9795.
Call Jim, Professor Gadget. We'll be right back.
Fox News Radio. I'm Lillian Wu. The nation remembering the worst terror attacks on our soil 14 years ago.